Hello, my name is Andrew Flushy. I'm your Virginia traffic attorney. If you're charged with possession of marijuana where the officers brought a dog to the scene, you and I need to talk. I'd love to talk with you for a free case strategy session if your case is in my area. The officer has to have there has to be a good timeline of how things happen for your case. What I unfortunately am seeing more and more in our local area and around Fredericksburg, Spotsylvania, and Stafford is the officers delaying and keeping you on the scene longer than they might need to in order to wait for the dogs to arrive. And depending on how that was done, you and I need to talk and we might compete your marijuana case together. Now, I can't promise anything, of course, but there is some argument we can make. There's a really good case that came out of the Fourth Circuit. It's really detailed. It's called a US v. Di Giovanni. And it was about a case where an officer made a traffic stop, which was legitimate and routine. But however, he immediately started questioning the driver about drugs and drug trafficking. And after quite a few minutes of that, he ended up calling the dog. And the dog came and did, in fact, alert on the vehicle, and they found drugs. Well, the case was about trying to suppress the drugs, trying to get those thrown out of court. What the court said was that because the officer went on a detour, went on a tangent about drugs, instead of focusing on the actual reason for the traffic stop, that made for an untimely delay in the traffic investigation, and that infringed upon the driver's rights. And because of that, it was an invalid detention for too long, and so the drug search was thrown out of court. If that sounds anything like your case, give me a call and we can talk, and I would love to help you fight your case. Because what I see increasingly in our area is the officers doing something similar, where they kind of get suspicious or maybe just do it randomly, thinking there may be drugs in the vehicle, and they kind of hold people on the scene, kind of delay or take a long time writing a warning for a taillight or something, and when all along they're just waiting for the dog to arrive. Now, those are tough cases to argue, but depending upon how long it took and the timeline and what exactly happened, we might have a real defense to your case. So contact me today and I would love to talk about your possession of marijuana case.